I'm sure you've heard the news, but not like this. Get ready to dive into what's happening in the world of MMA. We're your go-to spot for fight night predictions, fighter interviews, and all the behind-the-scenes action you crave. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Give it up for your host, the one and only Panda.
What's up, everybody? Daddy from Panda MMA News.
Big Poppy.
Big Sloppy. I love it.
Amen. Come on. Hey, you know what this really is, you guys? This is the Panda, and I'm the Zookeeper.
He's more like the cut keeper. He keeps the people in the corner.
That's what you're calling
He
yourself.
keeps the people watching
From
the corner.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, you an all-star. So we got a pretty special episode for you guys today. We have an interview with Cesar the Hulk Bonilla. We have an interview with Brent Campbell, and we have another interview that will not air until next Monday. So we're not going to go into detail about that at all.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a very good surprise because you guys seem to love this guy. You guys love this guy so much like shit.
Tune in or fuck off.
Tune in or fuck off, or tune in and get fucked up. One of the two. I don't know. But anyways, so we're actually going to jump in right into the most exciting part of this show, and that's talking about the UFC fight card. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Big Sloppy.
Well, what do I got to say, guys?
Just start with the first fight on the main card.
Okay,
Fuck the prelims.
I was going to say preliminary. Go have a nice breakfast with your family or something. Dip out.
Fist your asshole over that.
Fist your asshole, or go catch a fish. But do something other than watch the preliminary card. No disrespect. It's just ain't nobody got time
Pure
for that.
disrespect.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Buy some merch.
So here we go with butchering name after name. We're going to talk about. We got Choo Choo Dahoo versus Bill Algeo.
Bill Algeo.
Well, let's just start on Choo Choo, okay? 145 pounds soaking wet, 5.8. He's 5 foot 8 feet tall. Okay. Let's take a look at this guy.
Hey, I can give you my prediction without you finishing this.
Sure, let's just speed that right up.
Me by sleep. That's the prediction.
Hey, he's South Korean, so if there's one thing about him, he's a spicy noodle.
He stays away from the north. That's all we know about him.
He ain't about that north side.
That's all we got to know.
Yeah, fuck it. Moving on.
Yeah, move on.
Moving on.
Next, we have a guy that decided to ignore Panda MMA News.
Hey.
Listen here for all you future fighters.
Motherfucker.
If I hit you the fuck up and you view my story, and I know you view it, I can see when you view my shit, and you ignore me, dude. When we blow up, you can go fuck yourself. You're not getting on this show. That's all I gotta say.
And best believe we're gonna blow up, okay? It's going down like a fat kid on a seesaw on this fucking podcast, boy. You better catch up or catch up.
So go ahead and give us who this fight is. By the way, the first person he says is the guy that ignored us. No names involved.
But hey, Bruno Silva, maybe we're family. Who knows? Come on.
That's not the one that ignored us.
No. Bruno's a real man.
Yeah, Bruno Silva, we should actually try to see if we can have on.
Cody, you could redeem yourself potentially, but hey.
Cody Durden.
Until then, Bruno Silva.
Fucking Dirty Dan Cody.
By knockout.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck yeah. I'm gonna bet on this. I'm going Bruno Silva. Let's go. Let's fucking go, Bruno. So moving on.
Kurt Hollabaugh versus Canyon Kraszewski.
The way you pronounce that was not halal, brother.
I don't even know how to take this one. Okay, let's just dive in on.
You
Kurt.
take it on your hands and knees. That's the secret.
let's go in here for a second. We got Kurt. He's a.
Is that what Dana said to us with this card? Let's just go in here for a second.
He said America.
He said just the tip.
Well, Kurt's from Louisiana. Him and Theo Vaughn, they got a spit game.
Dustin Poirier, DC.
He's out there making crawfish ball. Boy.
He's out there doing an 8-ball, eating some crawfish. Fisherman's dream. You can do it. I believe in you. Next, move on.
No, I think he's worth talking about, dude.
I don't know if he is, man. I think the only one worth talking about is the co-main.
Well, he is coming off of a loss to Trey Ogden, but it was a unanimous decision. So
Next.
Not the end of the world.
In fact, just the beginning.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna skip Steve Garcia and Chao Sung Woo. Okay.
Oh, real quick.
We're gonna skip that.
I have the one you can't pronounce. I got him in that fight. I think that's a pretty fair bet, dude.
You don't got Brad, bro?
No, you didn't say Brad. You said this one.
Oh,
yeah.
We're talking about the last fight.
Yeah, the one you just said. So I got the one that you couldn't pronounce.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and then the Steve one. I'll just take Steve Garcia because I can say his name.
Canyon, we're just gonna call you Chusky until you win this next fight. Okay. So Brad Tavares versus Park Jun-young.
Zhang
Ham. Okay.
I got Brad Tavares.
Same.
And then
enough said.
And then we have the. Honestly, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing about these these cards where
calm down, Strickland.
Here's the thing about these cards where they have I don't know how else to put it than to put it. The thing about these cards where they have women main eventing is there's always somewhat of a banger for the co-main. That's not fucking an opinion. Google it. Go look at the past cards where women have main evented. It's always they stack up the co-main bigger because of the fact. I mean, obviously, women's MMA is is present in UFC and everything, so they got to give them their shine. But they also know that the general public is more likely going to tune in if you're going to have a big men when they fight, usually knockouts. Fun, It's just like if a 125er was fighting, I'm probably not tuning in.
Dude, that being said, though, I'm taking Verna.
Taking Verna?
Yeah, man. Not only is she coming off of a win, but
she also looks like a dude. I got her by sexual privilege.
Dude, it'll come to me probably later.
Yeah, dude.
She looks like somebody off of a movie I watched.
It's Rob Schneider.
There you
Yeah. She looks like a cross-eyed Rob Schneider. She looks like Crazy Eyes from Mr. Deeds. You know what? I'm going to pull up Crazy Eyes for you guys real quick, just so everybody knows what the fuck we're talking about.
Bless her heart, man.
Bless her heart and her fucking vision. Crazy Eyes, Mr.
But also,
Deeds.
Ribbit.
So the guy that played Crazy Eyes is not Rob Schneider, but the eyes, dude. The eyes say it all. So let me share my screen. Share. This is pretty fantastic. That's her.
Fucking A, right, dude. That's spot on.
You don't know if she's staring at the phone to call the cops on you, or she's staring at you to stab you.
She's like, I see nothing.
I see nothing, eh? But
we're going to hell.
Yeah, so that's the end of the most exciting card of the year, guys. I personally can't wait to not tune in. I'm actually really excited about doing anything else that day other than watching that card.
Do you know why I got Verna?
Because she's a dude.
She's a former Invicta fighting championship.
Shout out Invicta.
Shout out Invicta.
I know that you won't like the comments I made a few minutes ago, but that wasn't nefarious or anything. That was just facts. It's Googleable facts. You can Google it and you can see exactly what I was talking about. But
they're at least related.
But yeah, so we're actually going to move into some predictions. We're actually going to ask, the fighters we have on today about their predictions on this too. Not about the UFC card because nobody gives a shit about that. But the most important card of the weekend is actually Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. Jake Paul, Disney kid, probably got fisted. He's just a all around kind of just a piece of crap. And then you got the dog Mike Perry, our boy. We hope, dude. Mike Perry, you are our only hope, dude. If you can't do this, man, I don't know who can. And I'm telling you what, dude, I don't know how much longer I have in this world if I got to hear Jake Paul say he beat you. So Mike Perry, please, for all of the MMA community, pull through on this, take care of business, fucking get this Disney kid out of here.
And another thing, Perry, look, man, we know you got that dog in you and you've yet to buy a fucking collar. You've yet to buy a fucking dog bed. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Which you guys will know what we're talking about when we get to that sponsored ad eventually in this video.
But yeah, man, I got Perry in that fight. I don't see how Jake Paul pulls it off. I just don't.
dude, as long as Perry's on his top game, it's gonna be hard.
He's not getting knocked out.
Perry's a lot like a Nate Diaz that can actually strike. So how I see the knockout coming is honestly from kind of like a 1-2 to a body hook to a top hook. So body top. It's a very simple boxing combination. It lands quite often, and when it does, it's devastating. It's something that he's used in his bare knuckle fights that has worked to great success. So I see that being kind of the key to victory, because Jake Paul, from what I've seen before, he's not too keen on taking it to the body. Now, most times his opponents don't go there, because most times his opponents aren't boxers, because he refuses to fight them. The one boxer he has fought, he failed miserably at, and he got his shit kicked in. So,
Body and top, just like their sex lives. Come on now.
body and top. Well, Jake's more of a bottom guy, but
He said he'd give him that top, though. I heard that.
well, he will give him the top, but he's not a top. He's a power bottom.
I'm just curious, man. If these guys shared a room together and they had a bunk bed, who do you think gets the top bunk?
Oh, dude, Jake Paul's holding Mike Perry's pocket. That's the only way this goes with Jake Paul involved. He's holding the pocket with his teeth. Yeah.
So you think Perry gets the top bunk?
Perry definitely gets a fucking top bunk.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we have a shit ton of current events to get to, but we're gonna save that for the end of the show. So I guess we're just gonna cut on off to our first interview, which is going to be Cesar the Hulk Bonilla. So enjoy the interview.
Dude, another day in paradise.
Cool. So Hulk, you got any upcoming fights?
Yeah, I'm fighting September 14 here in Ontario. It's in a city called Oshawa. So I'll be going up against Clay Pie. We both have this little feud going on that revolves around pizza, and we're gonna settle it in the cage.
Is that the whole thick boy thing?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, I was actually wondering about that. Brendan Schaub's, his thing is thick boy with 3 C's. I saw yours is thick boy with 2 C's.
Yeah.
So let's hear it, man. What's your take? What's the best pizza?
Best pizza? I mean, if we're just going like fast food, I'd say Domino's here in Canada, right? Domino's is probably the better one.
Oh.
But there's there's one specific shop here in Toronto called Buratino's, which sending them a shout out. They always hook me up pretty good and treat me nice. And their pizza is excellent.
Well, nobody out pizzas the Hut, man.
That is true.
In the States, 100%. In the States, Pizza Hut is the top. And also, where I'm from a small country called El Salvador, down in Central America. And down there, we still have like the sit-in restaurants for Pizza Hut. And those are
okay.
Amazing.
So let's see. It looks like our connection is a little weak. So if we look bedazzled, it's just because we're waiting for your audio feed to come through. So
Okay.
Just throwing it out there. So I guess one of the first questions I wanted to ask is would you just be able to run us through your like training regimen?
Yeah. So mostly. So I'm a bit older now. I'm turning 38 this week, and
Happy birthday!
Congrats, bro.
Thank you. I've kind of taken more the step of a coach now. I have my own gym, so my role is now more into making fighters. Like my goal is to get some guys into the UFC. Now that I'm 38, I know I'm probably not going to make it anymore. So my goal is always to get them there. But I like to lead from the front, so I'm giving it one last run. Just want to get a few fights and show the boys that no matter what age we can still do it. So in terms of my training regimen, I'll do something cardio based in the morning, then go to work. I'm not sure what I do aside from like teaching and training, and then in the evenings teach, and then I train, most of my training, like hard training, happens on weekends, so I don't work on Fridays. And so I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday as my hard days, where I'll 2 or 3 days where I involve strength and conditioning, uh, some type of wrestling, and then some sparring. Each day is a bit different, but weekends are probably.
Okay, cool. You want to give a quick shout out to the gym you just opened?
Yeah, so my gym is North York MMA. We've been around for about a year now. Solid squad. We're pretty new in terms of like fact that we have a lot of people who are new to martial arts, and the kids program is really taking off. And also a shout out to my main team who is owners of my gym, which is Etobicoke Martial Arts and 10th Planet Etobicoke here in Toronto. So those are the three gyms that.
Dude, 10th Planet is brutal. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to throw this in because you mentioned 10th Planet. We went and cross trained at 10th Planet in Hollywood, and dude, your guys' warm ups are fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. It looks like, I mean, you're pretty extensive. You're pretty deep in the 10th Planet world. Have you had a chance to roll with Eddie Bravo?
I have not, but we had Gio Martinez and Richie Martinez here this past weekend. So got to train with them. Awesome guys. Uh, we have Nabil, who is one of Eddie Bravo's black belts. He came through, and he's actually the coach of the guy who runs 10th Planet here in Toronto, Michael Brayfield. He's the guy that I'm training under. But
That's killer, dude. Yeah, it is brutal. There was so much sweat on that mat at the end of that workout. I mean, it was it was lightweight a safety hazard. I mean, just walking off that mat, man, you're liable to break a hip.
Yeah. We were doing some training at whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I just said it gets really intense in that training room.
We still got him. Okay, I think we still got you. My main question was, we used to train at Gorilla Jiu Jitsu. I was just wondering if you guys had ever heard of him. Dave Camarillo, the guy that started it, he coaches Mark Zuckerberg now. He was the head coach at AKA for Jiu Jitsu. He's a pretty badass.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of him. He's an absolute killer.
Yeah, dude. The warm up, he luckily because he started it, we didn't have to do too many classes under him, but one of the classes I did under him, the warm up was just like fucking throwing each other over each other's shoulders all the way down the mat and all the way back. It was pretty wild.
It's like that old school like style of training.
Yeah, exactly. So you heard about your next opponent already. Do you have any predictions on how you're going to get the job done? Is it going to be like ground and pound, submission, knockout?
So it's a grappler versus grappler fight, right? He's a national level wrestler on Olympic trials. He's a very highly decorated wrestler. But all I can say is like pure wrestling and MMA wrestling is very different. I've been wrestling for a long time, but I've been doing MMA a lot longer than he has. So it's going to come down to, it's going to be a game of inches. I feel like my submission game is far superior than his. I consider myself a high level black belt, and he's just not there yet. So, and our stand up game is probably even. So I think it's going to be a little game of inches. But if he lets his guard down, he's going to get sick.
So it sounds like the classic high level wrestling versus high level jiu-jitsu matchup.
Exactly.
Cool. So is there a place where the viewers can go watch it? Is it going to be on like a pay-per-view or streamed or something?
Yes. So if anybody who wants to watch it is going to be, you can get the pay-per-view on btc.ca. The link will be there for the pay-per-view. And if you use the promo code for my last name, Bonilla, I get a little kickback out of it. So anybody listening and wants to watch my fight, just go to btc.ca and you can catch the pay-per-view there and click on Bonilla.
Hey, so let me ask you this. You've spent some time in Canada. Are you a fan of the poutines?
See, it depends where you go. Here in Toronto, the poutine isn't that great. The place to go for poutine is Montreal, as much as we hate to admit it. Because, you know, Tony's in Montreal, people, we don't really get along. But the poutine in Montreal is unreal.
Okay. You a fan of the ketchup chips?
Yes, big time.
Dude, those are low-key delicious, man. I was skeptical and I tried one and I was like, tried one and I'm like, I didn't know how to feel about it. Tried a couple more. Next thing I know, I ate the whole freaking bag and I'm like, okay, I guess they were good because I ate that pretty quick.
Yeah, they're deceivingly good and they're dangerous, man. You get, like, as soon as you're like, before you know it, you're halfway through the bag and you're like, Jesus Christ. There goes my diet.
Yeah, you can tell somebody just went to Canada. But
Yeah.
I guess let's kind of end on this. We got a big boxing match coming up this weekend. We got Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. I want to get your prediction on this, not who you want to win, but who you think's gonna win, and maybe a little analysis on it.
You know, a lot of people give Paul shit, but like the guy's a legit boxer. You know what I mean? Like he's legit. So it's like I get it. He was like the YouTuber and everything, but he's got real skills. But I think he's biting off a little too much on Mike Perry, man. Mike Perry's he's a legit killer, and he showed it at BKFC that when it comes to the boxing, he's got it down pat. Especially he's got so much power. I think Perry's gonna take it.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm honestly, if Perry doesn't take it, I'm probably just gonna bury my head in the sand and not come out for a month. I've done too much shit talking on Paul about it. But we definitely appreciate your time, man. When we end this call, if you could just stay on for a few seconds, that way your side can upload so we have it all in 4K.
Sure.
But we appreciate you joining. So we're gonna tag your Instagram in this, but is there any other social medias you want to plug real quick?
Yeah, just my main one, which is hulksmash.bjj and North York MMA.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for your time. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Whoa, dude. Where'd you get that totally throbular shirt from?
Funny you should ask. I got it from Panda MMA News merch store. We have all sorts of merch to choose from, including our brand new Live, Laugh, Throb shirt from episode 4. We have dog collars, dog beds, limited edition shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and more. So what are you waiting for? Come throb with us at PandaMMAnews.com. Just click the merch tab and check out all our great product.
Throbbing is known to cause health issues for both male and females above the age of 40. So do not use PandaMMAnews.com without prior doctor consent. Please throb responsibly.
Well, guys, that was Cesar the Hulk Bonilla. Thanks for hopping on with us, dude. Impressive what you got going on, and we're excited to see where your career takes you.
Yep, I appreciate it, Cesar. Thanks for your time. I gotta look up again to see who your manager was. That way he can send us some more fighters our way. But so we're gonna get into our next interview, which is going to be Brent Campbell. He just to give you a little background, Brent Campbell, over the weekend on Saturday, he got a first-round knockout in LFA, his pro debut. So I would probably say, that being on UFC Fight Pass, the UFC is probably keeping a pretty close eye on him now. So we're excited to have him. And yeah, here's the interview.
It's fine with me.
Cool. How's it going, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, dude. Not as good as you, though, coming off that first round KO win. Hot damn.
Second round, but almost as good.
I thought it was first round.
No.
I tried
round.
finding clips, dude. I couldn't find clips anywhere. I could only see that picture you posted.
Yeah, I don't know. They were supposed to stream it, but it sounds like it was just too early. And then I don't know. They got backed up and all that, and then the stream never happened.
We just did it too quick, dude. You gotta do it again.
That's the reason why, dude. You knocked him out too damn fast. Well,
run that shit back.
Well, shit, dude. I'm assuming, especially after that performance, you definitely have some eyes on you, especially like in the UFC realm. I mean, there's no way because LFA's aired on UFC Fight Pass, right?
Yeah, the main card was, but it was prelim, so.
Yeah, but even then, like, I'm sure they had to hear about that. There's no way.
I hope. That'd be great.
It's funny. We were actually sitting arguing. I'm like, no, dude, he's not heavyweight. And then I looked at your height. I'm like, oh, Jesus, yeah, he's heavyweight.
I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a big boy right there, dude.
Yeah, I use about all of it. I was like 264, so definitely heavyweight.
Damn, what's your walking around weight?
Usually around 275, so I don't have too much of a cut.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, dude, you look good. I saw your profile picture on Tapology. You were wearing like kickboxing and Muay Thai gloves. Is that where you got your start?
No, I mean I haven't done too many Muay Thai fights. I started doing like jiu-jitsu and all that, and then when I moved out to Washington, my coach does a lot of Muay Thai promotions. So I've done, I think, 2 with him, and then I did a couple back in Colorado too.
Okay, cool. So you train with Ali?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought so because I saw Washington in your post. I'm like, he's got to train with Ali Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Hey, has LFA contacted you about your next opponent?
Not about my next opponent, but they told my manager just to let him know when I want to come back. So that sounds good.
Cool. Would you be able to share how many fights that is in your contract?
For like LFA?
Yeah.
I think there was just one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm sure after that performance, you're gonna get a phone call. There's no way you don't.
Yeah, it sounds like I just gotta let them know when I want to do it again. They'll start looking. So,
dude, off the mats, it looks like me and you could be best friends, dude. Fishing, drinking beer, and football. I mean, come on, brother.
That's about it, man. If that's what you like, we could definitely be best friends.
That's what it's all about around here, dude. Hey, so I guess my first question is, what's your football team?
Chicago Bears.
Bears
so
fan, okay.
This year, maybe. It's been a rough couple of years.
Well, like I had to tell Ryan Parker, dude, it's bang bang Niner gang over here.
Okay, they're a little better than us right now, but Caleb Williams is coming in, so we might have a chance.
You know what, though? It's always a good game when the Niners play the Bears. I don't even know. You guys could have the worst season, or we could have the worst season. You get those two teams together, and it's just a scrap.
Just defenses.
Yeah. So I'm an avid fisherman. I'm actually headed to Alaska end of the month. Go fish the Kenai, the Kasilof River. I do it every year and bring as much pounds of salmon as I can back for the family. What's your favorite kind of fishing?
We go up to Canada every year with like my dad and my brother, and we go for big northern walleye and all that. I'd say it's probably my favorite. And we're going out on Thursday. Actually, my dad's in town. We're going out walleye fishing and maybe go from some sturgeon, I guess. So We'll see. But I've never done the salmon fishing or fly fishing and stuff like that, so I don't know anything about that.
It's really easy, but it's really time consuming too, or at least it could be. But the thing about Alaska is like the sun only goes down for a couple hours, comes right back up. So you're drinking beers and you're drinking those Juno juices and you're just out there ripping lips. It's a trip. They call it flossing, but you literally just got a bare hook and a weight, man. You just fling that thing out there, rip it back, and you either got one or you don't, and you just keep doing that. And when the numbers are high, like one day, dude, there was like 70,000 of those fuckers just cruising up the river, and it was literally nonstop fishing. We caught our limit, and we were just out there like one-handed, beer in the other hand, just.
You guys say you can't drink a lot of beer when you're catching that many fish.
Yeah, you learn to multitask and you learn how to fight those fish too.
That's when you have a funnel boy.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. So what was your position in football? I saw you played.
Tight end.
Okay, I can see that.
In
Yeah,
college. In high school, I played defensive end, and then they switched me to that. So
Nice, man. I was too undersized to do football. I got discouraged my junior year, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go start making some money because this isn't gonna work out for me. My body was already feeling pretty banged up too, but they had me.
That.
I did a weak side linebacker.
Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't go a whole year without getting stingers in my neck and stuff. So I just was one of those things where I had to be realistic with myself. And I think it's because I started too early. I started in the 3rd grade. I started doing Pop Warner and all that stuff.
Where are you guys from?
California.
No, Stockton area.
Okay.
Yep, 209.
Yeah, we didn't. I'm from Illinois, and we didn't start till 6th grade.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, out here they'll let you start as soon as you can walk, man. Pretty much. I'll put some pads on that boy.
That in Texas, you got a lot of people playing football.
Oh yeah, it's weird, man. Like where we grow up in the valley, it's almost like a little microclimate of Texas. Even people have a different accent compared to the rest of California. It's a trip.
Never been.
Never been?
No, not to Cali.
Oh man. Hey, if you
you don't want to come. It's liberal as fuck out here, boy.
Don't. He's not wrong about that, but we do have some freaking badass fishing spots, dude. The rivers are sick. I do a lot of lake fishing, catching bass, and
yep, that's what I grew up doing because I'm from the Midwest. Yep, bass fishing.
What's the biggest bass?
Probably like a 5-pound smallie.
Okay. Dude, the smallies fight, man. That's that's nothing to scoff at.
More. But I don't know. My dad always goes down to Florida. He's got like a 10-pound largemouth. But I've never been down there for. So I've done some deep sea fishing when I lived down there.
Peacock bass is on my bucket list of fish to catch. I'm sure he caught one.
That'd be sweet. I don't know.
They're pretty fish.
They are.
So I guess I'll bring this back to MMA.
Yeah, a little off topic.
So you made your pro debut in LFA, right? That was your pro debut.
Yep.
Which that is honestly insane to make your pro debut in such a big organization. That's actually really cool. That just shows that your name's out there and you're making a mark. That just shows also, like I said, the UFC is probably looking at you. So that leads me into my next question, which is, do you have like a plan laid out to get to the UFC, like Dana White Contender Series, Tough?
I mean, I don't really. This has kind of always been just a side thing because I mean, I work and all that, and I don't know, after football, I just kind of didn't really have much to do, I guess, to focus on like being physical and all that. And then honestly, it's kind of a funny story I fell into. My mailman came up to me when I was living in Colorado and was like, "Hey, you look like you like to fight." And I thought he was trying to fight me right there. And he owned a gym downtown and asked me to come check it out. And it had never really been like a means set end, I guess. I was always working. But
shit, dude. For size, you're like the Southerner Tom Aspinall size wise.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for those mailman.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He's the dog.
But yeah, no, I'd love to do any of that. It sounds like I'll get another one with LFA or a couple and go from there.
Have you considered bare knuckle at all?
I don't know. I don't think I'd do that.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah.
Something about just getting, possibly your face rearranged with bare knuckles. That doesn't sound too fun. I've never fought before, but I have, I do Muay Thai, so I know about the sparring part.
Yeah. I like to think I'm too pretty for that.
Hey, there you go.
I hear that, man. Well, shit. We're about 10 minutes. You got any other questions?
I'd love to see you come fight in California, man. That'd be awesome. It'd be a great excuse for you to come out.
I know. I'd love to come check it out.
Yeah, we can come fish.
Yeah, you guys didn't talk too highly of it besides the fishing, but that'd bring me in right there.
Well, unless you smoke weed, it's not too highly out here.
Fishing, weed, and food. That's what we're about.
Well, shit, man. We really appreciate your time. I can't wait to hear what comes next. Especially after a performance like that, I know it's going to be big. If it's LFA again, I could only imagine you do another performance like that. It's gonna be no time before you get a call from Hunter Campbell or someone.
I love that. That'd be sweet.
Cool. Well, is there any social medias you want to plug? We're gonna put on your Instagram page and editing. So, is there anything else you want to plug?
No, that's what all my social media is just the same as my Instagram. So,
okay, cool.
If you want to find me, that's what it'd be.
Okay. So we'll just close out this call then. After the call, if you can just stay on for a moment, your site has to upload so we get that 4K, that juicy 4K video quality. So
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, dude, I thought that grinder was broke.
Not anymore. Thanks to Avalos Co., I was able to get the parts I need in order to repair my grinder so my business can go on as usual.
What else do they sell parts for?
Well, funny you should ask. They sell parts for your broken tools, sex toys, garden equipment, even parts for your computer so you can get back to the games of Halo with your virgin friends.
Okay, tell me more. Where do I purchase?
You can see what they have available exclusively at avalis-co.com. That's AVLIS-CO.com. Check them out to get your tools to entertain those certain family jewels back in working order today. All right, guys, that was Brent Campbell. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate your time, man. Good luck in your next fight. We're actually going to go ahead and jump into current events, guys. We have some pretty juicy ones for you. So let me pull up my web browser real quick so I can swap in between. Oh no, not the porn. Anything but the porn. No, daddy, no.
That search history is sick, boy.
It's thick. Oh, she thick, boy.
With 3 C's. Come on.
Okay.
Down.
So the first one we got, I have nothing to show for this other than the fact that this is just what happened. So John Jones has been charged with assault. You guys will recall earlier this year, John Jones, there was a call to the police that the new drug testing agency had sent some representatives out. And apparently he was drunk from a party. He got very aggressive, very violent. He took one of their phones, broke it, blah, blah, blah. Now he's being charged. His hearing, I believe, is on the 18th. So he is facing possibly up to a year in prison, around $1,500 in fines. He has the money to pay it. I'm sure he can just, pay the fucking people to go away. But we'll see what happens on the 18th. You have any thoughts on that?
Well, my first thought is, if he does get charged, somebody please strip him of the freaking belt. You're holding up a damn division. Tom Aspinall doesn't deserve this to be held up. He's already defending a belt that doesn't need defending, for starters, just to create a fantasy matchup, which, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see John Jones fight even the drug testing agents, but truthfully,
it's just his wife. His wife's the only thing getting fucking punches thrown at.
We'll take what we can get, but I'd love to see him fight Stipe Miocic. That's not what I'm saying here, so don't get it twisted. But what I am saying is, shit or get off the fucking pot. If this is really going to happen and and he's going to get stuck with these charges and he's going to have to face some time, don't make everybody, including Tom Aspinall, who's a young man who's fighting for his rankings and actually deserves to be the champion. Don't slow that down. That doesn't make any freaking sense. We don't want that. Not to mention people that are John Jones fans, I don't think they want that either. It doesn't make any sense, man. Just come in. There doesn't need to be a belt for that fight, truthfully.
There doesn't. They're both old men, dude. Neither of them are going to defend it. Let's be real here. Dude, the only way I see John defending this title is if somehow he convinces the UFC that Tom Aspinall isn't worthy, which he is more than fucking worthy, and they slide in Alex Pereira, which is another favorable matchup for him. It's another guy who's a pure striker who really doesn't who really isn't a grappler. Yeah, he got his black belt, but he got his black belt after knocking someone out. I don't know if that's necessarily a reason to get your black belt in jiu-jitsu. But I personally believe after a year, dude, if there's still no projected date in mind, it's time to strip him, dude. You got Aspinall. It's not fair to fucking Aspinall. It's not fair to the rest of the division to hold this division up just because John Jones wants this big money fight. Oh, I got to fight the oldest guy on the fucking car or on the roster, so I can make all these millions of dollars. That way I can ride off to the sunset and not fight the next guy coming up. It's fucking stupid, dude. You do not need a title fight for this fight. You can have this fight be Cobain, Tom Aspinall defending the actual fucking title,
It looks like, so what happened was it looks like he took her phone and she's claiming that she felt intimidated, which rightfully so. John Jones is an intimidating dude.
He's
I'm sure he's literally like twice her size and not to mention the GOAT.
And drunk.
And drunk. But what Jones is saying is that he was caught off guard with unprofessionalism and the protocol by one of the testers, which caused frustration, leading him to use profanity, which he says he regrets. And he wants to emphasize that at no point did he threaten or get in anybody's face, raise his voice to anybody, or engage in any form of assault. Well, dude,
his wife, he probably said the same thing against his wife. And I have a hard time believing this, dude. We saw his wife's face. Let's see this lady's face. Let's see how that looked.
That's just the facts.
That's just the facts.
Yeah. The long story of the short here is, dude, if you're going to get convicted, don't be holding up a division. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Come on, Dana. Don't let that happen.
Yeah. So that brings us to our next thing. This one, again, I don't really have an image to show you guys. But Nate Diaz has filed a lawsuit against Famio for fraud, breach of contract, claiming he was only paid $1 million out of the $10 million he was guaranteed against Jorge Masvidal. And just FYI, guys, I got in an argument with someone on Twitter because they tried to tell me that there's no way that Nate Diaz made more than $500,000. And I was trying to tell this moron, dude, Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal own the promotion companies that are involved. So of course they made more than what that sheet came out and said. So from MMA Junkie, Mike Bond, he actually came out and he said Engel told Diaz he was going back on their verbal and written agreements because his wife might divorce him over the financial loss. Well, buddy, I'll tell you what, if your wife divorces you over being a man of your word and paying what you owe, then maybe don't be with the whore. I don't know.
That's fair.
That's
fair. Don't say something if you're not going to follow through with it.
Say with the chest.
It's pretty much as simple as that. So I think Diaz has every right to say, hey, bud, pay up. Put that shit in my hand, homie.
Or his mouth.
Or you're going to owe me, my jungle love.
So we're also going to talk a little bit about, it's in the notes, but I corrected it. Now, it was corrected based off what Ariel Helwani said. So over the weekend at the fight, a French reporter, he leaked the fight card for the Sphere, which I believe is UFC 306. Might be 305, not positive on that. But supposedly it was Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria as the main event, and Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili as the co-main. Ariel Helwani has came out and said that is fake. In fact, he actually laid out his whole plan, or the UFC's plan right now, which is subject to change at any minute. But it goes as so. So Noche UFC at the Sphere is Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Merab, and then Alexa Grasso title defense, which I'm assuming would be Valentina Shevchenko. UFC 307. That is, we're still not positive on what that's going to be. That's going to be Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway and Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. UFC 308 Abu Dhabi is Islam Makhachev versus Arman Sarukian 2. UFC 309 is MSG John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, which we don't know because supposedly John Jones cut off his finger at the airport. UFC 310 Las Vegas is Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. So that's like I said, supposedly that's what Ariel Helwani has said from his connections, and obviously it can change at any given moment, just like any UFC card.
But the last time Ariel was under fire, what was it for? I can't remember. But he said something, and everybody was like, "Oh, this guy's an idiot." Guess what? He was right.
Yeah.
So And I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember having that feeling of Ariel spoke out on something and everybody shot, they fired shots off on him. And it actually turned out to be true. So
what was it? Him and Bisping got into it. It was
it was something.
What was it? It was a last minute thing. Oh no, it was Conor McGregor pulling out. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was Conor McGregor pulling out of the card.
Yep. And guess what? He was fucking right. So guess what? I'm gonna buy in on Ariel saying that Max Holloway versus Ilya Taporia and Sean O'Malley versus Merab blah 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 will headline UFC 306. Don't have a fucked up last name if you want it pronounced right. That's what we say.
That's what we say, man. But I mean, that pretty much brings us to the end of this. Oh, you know what?
By the way, who's this French Canadian broadcast partner that fucking fumbled the bag? How did he know more than a lot of other people know, and then leak it? Ultimately.
Well, supposedly knew more.
Supposedly.
But
we got Ariel backing it up, dude. And like I said,
no, Ariel's not backing up. Ariel said the guy was wrong because that guy reported that it was Max Holloway versus Ilya Taporia and Sean O'Malley versus Merab on the same card at the Sphere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that guy had it wrong. That's why Ariel came out and said that. But so I actually do have a couple more things to show you. I forgot that I pulled these up before we started recording.
Yeah, you're right.
So let me share my screen here. So this one is just a bit of delusion, just a little splash of fucking delusion.
Actually, what I'm reading, and who knows if this is true, but it says Salt Lake City, Utah, Ilya Taporia versus Max Holloway, Raquel Pennington versus Julia Pena.
That's what I just said. That's the notes I just read off. You're just reading off the same shit I just read. So anyways, ignore that. We're oh, you got to get a little bit closer here in the center because now that we're like this, you're off. So we're actually going to go over and we're going to look at this. Khamzat Chimaev will most likely return at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi and wants to fight for the title. Most likely my return will happen in October in Abu Dhabi. The opponent is not yet known, but I would like to fight for the title. Dana White constantly says different things, but we are negotiating. I say absolutely fucking not. I say you don't even deserve a ranked opponent.
He'll kill everybody.
Dude, he fucking kill our fucking hopes and dreams. Dude, no, what it was is he probably saw Robert Whittaker preparing, warming up, and he looked over and he said, fuck that noise. I'm not interested.
Oh, I have food poisoning. Oh, the goat. Give me something. Oh, no, I have to fuck goat now.
He didn't have time to shave his mustache, so he wasn't prepared for the fight.
Yeah, fucking absolute joke.
Fuck, man, dude. I'm so pissed about that guy.
I don't have much to say on that one. This next one is kind of a one out of left field, though.
I don't buy this.
I don't know if I buy it either, but if it is true, it's pretty wild considering that the opponent can't fucking make weight ever.
How does Gaslam get matched up with fucking Rachmanov as a co-main event on September 16th in Las Vegas? The guy didn't even make weight or look impressive in his last fight, so let's be real here.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Bisping would chew him up and spit him out.
With one eye, dude. One eye, fucking one knee, and two bad hips. Bisping's in there fucking RoboCop.
I think he'd be mad enough. I think that'd be the first time on air somebody would see Bisping pop that eye out and fucking throw it at somebody.
Is it okay for us to change Bisping's name from the Count to Cyborg? Because he's more machine than he is human at this point.
I think so.
I think it's fair.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Which, by the way, real quick, shout out Mike Harrington for wearing the Panda merch, the Panda hat on Believe You Me. You are a fucking hero, dude.
You're a real one.
And, here eventually we'd love to have you back on. Hopefully here in the next month or so. That'd be dope. Maybe get your picks for the Sphere. But, yeah, so I guess that's kind of the end of the current events, guys. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, enjoyed the beautiful, well-calculated ads that we construed. Make sure you buy some merch. Make sure you visit our sponsor, avalis-co.com. If you need a little help with that, if you're a little illiterate and you can't spell, maybe you don't speak English, PandaMMAnews.com. At the very bottom of the page, links right there to their website. And while you're on our website, you might as well click that merch tab and get you a nice shirt.
Might as well.
And
by the way, guys, it costs a lot of money to get on here. Let me tell you something. We had to take at least 6 sake bombs and then drink a couple tall clams, and this fucking guy is drinking beat box.
Yeah, and he called it tall clams,
tall
by the
clams,
way.
baby. Hey, we're spending a lot of money here to get on and talk to you fuck faces.
You can
So
at
why-
least buy some merch.
so buy some fucking merch so you can reimburse us for the drink.
Yeah, dude, this ain't cheap. But have a good weekend, guys. We will see you on next Monday for you guys, Saturday for us. We have hopefully we have a very, very special guest. I will find out tomorrow for sure if it's going down or not. If it is, it's gonna blow the top off, you know? It's gonna blow us right out of the fucking water, you know what I mean, brother?
Let's say it'll just be maxed out.
It'll be full max. Let's just say there'll be a lot of pain in the room, if you know what I mean. So peace out, virgins.
Later, fags.